Hey everybody, Mark Herman, aka LA Bengal fan on Twitter, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, repping the Bengals for the AFC Northerners. I'm still at my desk working. This day is one of those days that's never ending, but I wanted to take a minute and get something up for you guys regarding all the activity that there's been the last couple weeks. So with Adam Gase taking the job in New York, that makes it look more and more like Vance Joseph is probably headed there as the defensive coordinator. Reports, we knew that the Bengals were probably waiting for a coach that was already still involved in the postseason, and there's that stupid rule that nothing can happen and no announcement can happen until after the postseason, which is really kind of stupid because the coach is already interviewed. He could accept the job knowing that he has it afterwards, and you don't have everybody waiting, and we can start filling out staffs. But that's a rule that needs to be changed. But with that said, it's still in place. So probably Zac Taylor or Eric Bieniemy. Now I'm reading reports that it's definitely Zac Taylor. That's the quarterback coach for the Rams. Obviously, he has ties to Cincinnati. He was the offensive coordinator at the University of Cincinnati. So, he has connections to the town. He also ironically followed Bill Lazor as offensive coordinator when Lazor was fired in Miami. He stepped in. Tannehill had his best season under Taylor when Taylor was the offensive coordinator down in Miami. So it's looking like it's Zac Taylor. Real happy about just it being an outside hire. I was scared, and I think we all were, thinking that Hugh Jackson may be our head coach. It's just, and Mike Brown, meddling with stuff. I've read recently that Katie Blackburn and Troy Blackburn, Mike Brown's kids, Troy's obviously son-in-law, have taken the lead on this, and that's one of the reasons why we're definitely going outside for a coach. So it's looking like it's Zac Taylor. I've also heard that we had 2 secret interviews. This is from Ace Boogie over at New Stripe City. He put up a video last night. He has inside connections into the Bengal organization with players. So he found out, or said he heard, that Greg Williams had 2 interviews, secret interviews. Those were secret probably because Kitchens hadn't been announced in Cleveland. So Greg Williams probably already knew that he was not going to be the head coach, and clearly his ego isn't the type of person where he would accept a step back to defensive coordinator and stay with the Browns. The Browns were probably in a situation where they had to choose between Kitchens or Williams, and Baker Mayfield's choice was probably a Kitchens. So that's why Kitchens got the job. I've heard from different people that Baker Mayfield was FaceTiming during the interview process. So he was actually part of the decision making on who their coach was going to be. So if he likes Kitchens, that's who they were going to get. There's a possibility with Greg Williams that he winds up as our defensive coordinator. The Bengals have been interviewing other people. I don't think it's going to be Vance Joseph. I think Vance Joseph winds up in New York. So it looks like we're going to have Zac Taylor, and there's a possibility we'll have our defensive coordinator will be Greg Williams. So we'll see how that plays out. But it's interesting that he had interviewed twice with the Bengals before the Kitchens hiring. So, and I've also heard that he may be the Jets defensive coordinator, so everything's fluid. But Zac Taylor definitely looks like the guy that the Bengals were trying to target. I was going to be happy with him or Bieniemy. I like Eric Bieniemy. Obviously, he was on our team from, I think, 95 to 98, backup with Corey Dillon. He was a change of pace guy with Corey Dillon on the team. So I would have been happy with either one. I still would be happy. If it turns out to be Bieniemy, I'm not going to shed a tear. I'm just happy as a Bengal fan that we're going outside of our safety zone. And actually, I think Cincinnati.com just put it in one of their articles, making a big boy decision. So we got our big boy pants on, and it looks like we're going outside for a coach, which is great news. So we'll put up a new video as soon as there's more information. Obviously, we let go of Hazlitt today, our linebacker coach. We let go of our tight ends coach, and there was our running backs coach was let go. The assistant we really want to keep is Pollock. He's our offensive line coach. He's the guy who built the offensive line in Dallas that Zeke is running behind right now. So he's the guy who pushed to draft Zach Martin and Tyron Smith, not Cedric Ogbuehi and Eric Fisher, who Alexander convinced us to draft. So I really would like to see Pollock stay on the staff. I was really happy to see that he wasn't fired today. So obviously a fluid situation. Nothing can be announced until the coach that we're going to hire is postseason is over. So we're in a wait and see position. It could be a couple weeks away. Just bear in mind that Frank Reich didn't become the coach until mid-February because obviously he was on the Eagles staff, and then Josh McDaniels had to turn down the job and everything. So we could still put together a very good staff and have a very good year just because we have to wait a couple weeks. So I wouldn't panic about that, and I think everybody should be excited that it looks like we're going outside for a coach. So I want to say who day to everybody. Enjoy the divisional round. Typically, this is one of the best weekends of football, although that wild card weekend last week was one of the best wild card weekends we've ever had. So enjoy your weekend of football, and let's wait and see. But it looks like Zac Taylor. So I'm going to say who day, everybody, and have a good rest of your evening. Thanks.